All right, so next we are filtering out our jewelweed vinegar. So the filtration process is the same for the oils, but the vinegar is the thing that's ready. So this was apple cider vinegar combined with fresh jewelweed, so not dried in this case, just chopped up. And it has been infusing for a month. And now it is time to actually dry it, to filter it out, just to get the pure filtered vinegar. Just draining it does not get most of the liquid out. So what we actually use is a potato ricer that has inside of it these butter muslin. So this is a nice cloth filter that can be used once and then discarded, rather than trying to wash it, especially with oil, just is not worth it. And so basically you can press out the excess liquid. So the filter, we have sort of two stages. One is the butter muslin that's in there, and then we, just in case anything gets by, we have a second stainless steel sieve right here. And what we'll then allow with this is we'll let it settle so that it clarifies somewhat, and we will not use the sediment at the bottom. So just after each time, you have to dump out the mast. And that'll go in our compost pile. This is the next batch.
Need a hand?
Too much? No, I got it. Fortunately, it's mostly liquid, so it loses as it filters, it loses volume. Just need to sort of tease it up so that I don't accidentally put any plant matter in there. If we have to, we'll strain it again, but I don't think we'll have to. There we go. Press this one a little more slowly because it's got a lot more in there. Getting a lot at the top, so we can go ahead and use a second piece of muslin in here so that I can actually pour what's coming from the top. I've noticed that before, usually with less in there, it's not so much of a problem.
So this vinegar is not for internal use, it is a topical application.
Yes, that is a very good point. This vinegar is one of the better ways I've found of preserving the action of jewelweed, which is an antidote to poison ivy. So it's best if you can just use it fresh, but it is not always around when you find yourself caught in a poison ivy patch. And so the vinegar, we also make an infused oil with a salve, which is helpful. Talking from personal experience here, I've had a lot of experience with poison ivy, especially this year. Initially, the rash is often kind of moist and sort of blistery, and then the vinegar, it stings, but it's very effective at drying it up and making it a whole lot better. And then once it's sort of dry, and then it's just sort of irritated and itchy. If it remains irritated and itchy, which in my case sometimes the vinegar is enough, but if it's been really bad, then the salve, just putting the salve on whenever it starts itching, seems to kind of clear it up the rest of the way. I think down the road we might look into making jewelweed soap, which is actually a fairly popular product, but we have pretty limited experience with soap making right at the moment, so that's not in our first round of products. That's a more reasonable amount of mess to press all at once. funny, when we initially do the jewelweed vinegar with it all chopped up and all, this whole bottle was very bright green. But then over the course of the month, of course, it oxidizes and turns into this sort of muddy color. But it works well. Keep an eye out. Oh, it looks like this bottle is full, so I'm going to go ahead, slide it over, transfer it over here.
Pop a lid on that, and then I'll end the
Yeah. So, since we're using mason jars, I use the Tatler nylon lids. They're somewhat less reactive than the coating on the regular lids, so they're a little bit more annoying. I think I should overfill this.
Sorry.
So now we can put this on. And again, we'll let this settle out. It'll clarify somewhat more, and then we'll bottle it up in dropper bottles, and that'll be it.